Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving into a pretty interesting mix. We've got a new EV pickup that's, well, going back to basics.
Yeah, the analog one.
That's the one. And then there's a supposedly decentralized social network that hit a snag.
Right, Bluesky, that caused a bit of a stir.
And topping it off, a company with some, let's say, bold plans for tracking what you do online.
Bold is one word for it, so quite a range today.
Definitely. Should give us a good picture of some current tech tensions, you know?
Absolutely. Different takes on familiar tech and some big questions about what users actually want.
Okay, so let's kick things off with Slate Auto. This new electric pickup Jeff Bezos is involved, which, you know, always gets attention.
For sure. Big name backing.
But the real head turner is this analog label. Manual windows, no infotainment screen.
Yeah, it's a choice. I mean, in today's EV market, that stands out.
It really does. It feels like they're making a statement against all the giant screens and the constant connectivity we see everywhere else.
Exactly. They seem focused on affordability, utility, maybe even repairability, and customizability without being tied to the manufacturer's software.
Right. Like, bring your own phone mount and you're good to go.
Pretty much. They're betting some people value that simplicity over the latest tech toys. And that was that internal description transformer.
Yeah. What do you make of that? It sounds like there's more to it.
Well, maybe it hints at modularity. Or perhaps a really basic platform you can build upon yourself. It suggests adaptability, something beyond just being stripped down.
Adaptability. So maybe less about no tech and more about your choice of tech later. Could it push other makers to offer simpler trims?
It could. If it finds a market, yeah. We've seen this less is more thing pop up elsewhere, like with minimalist software. Maybe it's hitting EVs now. If the price and reliability are right, it might pressure others.
Interesting. Okay, let's completely switch gears. Bluesky.
Ah, yes, the outage.
Yeah, about an hour long. And it surprised people because, well, isn't it supposed to be decentralized? Less prone to single points of failure.
Well, that's the nuance, isn't it? The underlying protocol, AT protocol, is decentralized. In theory, anyone could run their own server, their own pod.
But they don't.
Exactly. The vast, vast majority of users are on the main instance run by Bluesky PBC, the company. So when that infrastructure has a problem,
everyone feels it. Just like a regular old centralized service.
Pretty much. It highlights the gap between decentralized potential and the practical reality of user adoption. Most people choose convenience.
Right. Who wants the hassle of setting up and maintaining their own server? I mean, unless you're really technically inclined or have a specific need.
It's a classic trade-off. Ease of use usually means some level of centralization, even on these new kinds of platforms. Getting true decentralization and a smooth user experience for millions, that's still a huge challenge.
Makes sense. Okay, third topic, and this one might raise some eyebrows, Perplexity.
The AI search engine company.
Right. The CEO, Aravind Srinivas, mentioned plans for their browser to track user activity outside the Perplexity app.
Oof. Yeah, I saw that.
The stated reason, to serve even more personalized ads.
Which, you know, immediately makes you think, how are users going to react? There's already so much fatigue and concern about tracking online.
Totally. It feels like a countercurrent. We're trying to get less tracking, and they're like, actually, we want more data for ads.
Even better ads, supposedly. It's a bold pitch in the current climate.
And it's not just talk, is it? They're making moves. Partnership with Motorola.
Yeah, pre-installing the app on the new Razr phones. Comes with voice control features, integration with Moto AI, and 3 months of their Pro subscription, too.
So a big push into mobile, getting embedded.
Definitely. And they're also working on an iOS voice assistant they claim will be better than Siri.
High ambitions. Taking on Siri is no small feat.
Not at all. And the CEO even said they'd consider buying Chrome if Google ever had to sell it.
Wow. Okay, so they're thinking big picture, long game.
Or at least signaling that they are. But it all comes back to that tension, right? Personalization versus privacy. More data for better service. Or more intrusion.
It's the constant battle.
Yeah.
And users seem increasingly wary. It'll be interesting to see if Perplexity's bet pays off.
Absolutely. You know, looking at these three slates: simplicity, Bluesky's decentralization hurdles, Perplexity's data push diurnal, they really capture different facets of tech right now.
Yeah, different strategies, different philosophies about what users want and where the value lies.
And also maybe a sign of things fragmenting a bit, not just one monolithic trend.
That's a good point. Hey, speaking of trends, there were a few other quick things that caught my eye this week. You see that Anthropic wants to decode the AI black box by 2027.
Yeah, trying to figure out how these complex models actually work, which is, pretty important given the risks people talk about.
Definitely. And the White House got over 10,000 comments on its national AI policy. Shows how much debate there is.
Huge public interest, complex stuff.
Also, Faraday Future. Ji Ting is back as co-CEO, despite everything.
Right, the fraud allegations, the SEC investigation, plus another exec with a background that raises questions. It's quite a story.
Keeps things interesting, I guess. And Meta is trimming headcount again in Reality Labs, Oculus Studios.
Suggests maybe shifting priorities in their VR efforts. Still spending billions, but maybe refocusing.
And Adam Newman, WeWork founder, raised over $100 million for his new real estate tech startup, Flow.
At a $2.5 billion valuation, no less. Silicon Valley loves a comeback story, or maybe just forgets quickly.
Maybe a bit of both. What else? Oh, Motorola's new Razr phones aren't just partnering with Perplexity. They've got Google Gemini, Meta's Llama, Microsoft's Copilot, like all the AIs.
Hedging their bets, or trying to be an AI hub.
Yeah.
Get confusing for users, maybe.
Could be. Quick ones. Netflix added a subtitle option to turn off audio descriptions and accessibility tweak.
Good for choice. Aurora plans driverless trucks in Texas, but hit a snag with rules about warning triangles.
The practical hurdles of autonomy. X, formerly Twitter, is apparently seeing revenue growth from data licensing and subscriptions as they pivot towards AI.
Shifting the business model away from just ads.
Waymo says they're doing 250,000 paid robotaxi rides a week now in the U.S.
That number's climbing steadily. Shows growing acceptance, or at least availability.
And finally, chaos around Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. Sounds like demand is through the roof already.
No surprise there. Nintendo fans are passionate.
So yeah, quite a week. From back to basics, trucks to AI everywhere, and decentralization's growing pains.
It really covers the spectrum, doesn't it? Simplicity, complexity, privacy debates, the hype cycle. It's all there.
Makes you wonder which of these threads will be the most important in, say, 5 years.
Hard to say for sure, but the interplay between user desire for simplicity, the push for more data-driven personalization, and the fundamental architecture of our networks. That seems key.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.
See you next time.
Yeah. And think about it. Which of these developments feels most significant to you? What does it mean for the tech you use every single day? Lots to chew on.